everybody, welcome back. David Eon here with another open discussion about the toy industry, this time talking about Hasbro and the moves that they have made recently, which seem to be upsetting a lot of people in the toy collecting market, some of which, I can see the points, and some of it doesn't make very much sense. And so we're going to discuss this here today. The lovely LPH behind the camera, hiding. And of course, Miss Kitty here. Can you see Miss Kitty?
We can see her tail. That's enough.
Oh, come on, let them see Miss Kitty, because
you don't want to see
people
her.
always ask. They're like, "Where's the cats?"
Big fat cat.
Here she is.
All she do is harass people.
Oh no, she doesn't. She's friendly. Just don't pick her up. You try. She'll sit every time I sit down. She wants to jump on me, but if you try to pick her up, she gets upset. But anyways, we're talking about Hasbro, hot button issue right now. And there are some important points, but also some things that comes out in that I've been thinking about, where you got to wonder if it's really that big of a deal. And I want to try to knock it around and just see what everybody thinks. First of all, and I showed a picture of this. I took a picture of some of these Transformers that have been coming out, and I put it on the Facebook group, Open by Chance on Facebook, and talked about it and just asked people what they thought. And they were frustrated with it. They were frustrated with the fact that they're basically sealing these up. They had them like window box style with no plastic and just the cardboard. And they said, well, how are collectors supposed to keep them clean? Dust can get inside of there. So then the option is seal it up in cardboard with no plastic. And then everybody's like, how do we know what's in there? How do we know we got the right figure? How do we know that it isn't broken? How do we know that someone didn't swap something out? There's a lot of that goes around from adult collectors. LPH brought up I think it was on the live stream, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about that? She came across a channel, not going to call them out,
Yeah,
but it's
I don't even
another...
know the name of the channel anyway.
Yeah, okay, well then that solves that problem. But it's a fairly sized channel, and this guy's bragging about the fact that he steals the Build-A-Figure parts out of Marvel Legends figures and then returns them, mails them back to Walmart or whatever, and doesn't get caught, which is pretty shady. People do that kind of stuff. So they're going to be doing this with not just Transformers. Transformers, they've been experimenting with it, but they're going to be doing it with Marvel Legends, with the G.I. Joe Classifieds. They're trying to eliminate the plastic, is what they claim.
They want to help the environment.
Yeah, sure. That's what every company says. It's a lie. They care about their bottom line. If they're cutting the plastic out, it's one, to look good, because they can sit there and act like they're noble, and two, to save on the bottom line, save a few dollars by cutting the plastic out completely. And collectors are frustrated about it, like I said, for a lot of reasons. The other big reason, of course, is that it does not display as well. They like the idea of it looking like this, in a window box or on a blister card or something like that. People like that. They're used to seeing this type of a format, and Hasbro seems like they're trying to get away with it, or get away from it, I should say, although they've done this in the past, and I think people have forgotten about that. For example, the original G.I. Joes didn't start coming on a blister card or anything like that until the mid to late 70s. They were all in coffin boxes. There was no window. Or down here in the corner, the Mark Safari. The animals are window boxed, but the action figures, you can't see those figures. They're sealed in there. Granted, those boxes are not sealed. I can open them and look in there, but they're closed up. Or like you see here, the Adventure Team helicopter. There's no window on this. So this is something Hasbro has done before. What I don't like about it is how flimsy it is. Now, handling those packages, those Transformers, in the Walmart when I was taking the picture to put on the Facebook page, they were extremely flimsy packaging. These boxes are all solid boxes. There's very few things here that if you touch it, the cardboard is really crappy. Like the Mattel Space 1999 figures up there have pretty flimsy packaging, but most of the rest of the carded figures, if you will, the cardboard's pretty solid. This cardboard felt even weaker and flimsier than cereal box cardboard. It felt like too much pressure. If I wasn't careful, I would start buckling it, is how flimsy it felt. So they have removed the plastic and they have skimped on the cardboard. The cardboard's at least half the thickness that it would normally be or you would expect. Maybe thinner than that. Like I said, I'm thinking cereal box cardboard. As thin as you can get without it starting to tear apart. Yet at the same time, their prices are going up. So they're using less packing material and raising prices. Shouldn't the reduction of the packaging material, the elimination of plastic, and the reduction of the cardboard at least make it so that they can maintain a level of pricing rather than increasing it? Because the prices are going up. Also, I think part of the problem really with a lot of collectors, because like I said, I'm not trying to pick on you if it's a concern of yours, but a lot of it sounds like excuses. Oh, we can't see the figure, we can't check on it. A lot of action figures come that way. Like I said, the Hasbro G.I. Joes, Adventure Team, and original Fighting Man figures, you couldn't see those figures. You'd have to open the box to look at them. So to complain that you can't see it, I get it though that we're dealing with an adult collector's market and not children, not little kids who they don't care, they're just going to rip it open anyway. And there are a lot of adult collectors who don't open anything. And, there's a large majority who do. I think a lot of Marvel Legends people open. I think a lot of people who collect Masters of the Universe open. I know that's Mattel, but, you see where I'm going. Star Wars Black Series, stuff like that. The G.I. Joe Classifieds, I'm not sure how many people open those up, but a lot of people do open them. A lot of people do open them up. And for the ones that do open them up, I mean, if you open it and it's broken, you can't return it. Obviously you can, especially if you're dealing with a big box store, because they take back figures with the wrong action figure in it all the time. You see a lot of complaints about that on Facebook. Again, Build-A-Figure parts missing, like what that one guy was complaining about, or not complaining about, bragging about, that he was stealing the Build-A-Figure parts. Or how many times have you seen a picture of an action figure package and it's got completely the wrong thing in it because someone stole the figure and put some piece of crap in there? So I get that. I don't know. My biggest complaint is the price hike. How the prices keep going up, but they're providing less. That's always a problem for me when companies do this. And when you're dealing, of course, in the adult collector's market, you want a nice presentation. And if you can give a really nice presentation, collectors are willing to pay for that. Super 7 comes to mind. Super 7, I think, is a good example of that. LPH collects a lot of those. She gets the Ninja Turtles, and she was getting the Filmation Masters of the Universe and Thundercats and things like that. And it has a lot of packaging. You got your outer box that contains the figure unit. Then when you open it up, you've got the sleeve that comes off, and then the box with the display on the inside. Artwork, unfortunately, is on the back when there's artwork. I like it when something is carded and it's got artwork in the front front, like, classic G.I. Joe stuff, or this isn't G.I. Joe, but this is Commando, and it's got an art card with a figure. G.I. Joe always had, like, unique character art, and so you've got a nice piece of art with your action figure also. Even, again, the McDonald land back here. Nice piece of art, even though every card has the same art on it. It helps it to pop. And I think that a lot has been lost in artwork in recent years, although a lot of the Hasbro Transformer boxes still do have pretty decent artwork on them. But now artwork's all you're going to get on a box that is pretty flimsy.
But it don't even have artwork. It's just a picture, a digital picture of the figure. And I know on one of the Transformers, it says the figure might not even look like this on the box.
Okay.
So, yeah, it used to be that way in the 80s and stuff. You had G.I. Joe, because you got a couple that's sealed in the box, no window. Mm-hmm. But you didn't have a good chance of somebody switching out the figure or the vehicle or whatever. And you had nice artwork to display. Mm-hmm. Now, you don't have really... some of them have artwork. Some of them is a still picture. And that doesn't display well. Plus, you don't know if the figure's in there because, I mean, yeah, you could take it back to the store, but how inconvenient is that? You buy this
that
thing,
is frustrating.
Thinking, okay, I'm going to get whatever is supposed to be in this box. You get it home, you take it out of the box, and it's something totally different. It has missing parts. It's supposed to be a Build-A-Figure. The Build-A-Figure part is gone. And yeah, they did that with the plastic, but at least you could see that when you were in the store. So you said, hey, this is supposed to be Spider-Man and it's Venom in this thing, or the Build-A-Figure is not in there, mm-hmm. or something. Now you're letting the people who would normally steal, is making it easier because they could take it out of the store. How many times we've been in Walmart and you see a box in another aisle and the stuff is out of it.
Yeah, we saw that with a McFarlane Superman actually a few days ago. It was the packaging was laying in another aisle and somebody was stealing things out of it.
Yeah, so I mean it's inconvenient.
No, it does happen.
Yeah, it happens, and it happens more now than it did in the past.
And it's people our age doing it.
Because adults are the one that's collecting it. But in the 80s, when you went to wherever you went to and you bought a sealed box, when you got home, that toy was in that box.
Yeah.
Now, you go somewhere, you go in the store and the figure is not in there, already missing. The parts are missing, or you say, oh, this one got bad paint, and then you look at another one in the store. Oh, okay, this one, the paint is better. You have the option.
Yeah, there is that problem too. Is like some of these figures, because they're not considered high end. The paint applications can be pretty wonky on some of them. Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of complaints about that, about how eyes are painted, especially looking in different directions and things like that. And I did have something similar to that happen to me also. You remember Frankencastle? Mm-hmm. I had ordered a Mezco Punisher, but it was the figure. It was in the Punisher box, but Frank Castle's head was on the Mezco Frankenstein's body inside the package, and it's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
So, of course, and I returned it, of course. But yeah, that was very frustrating. I did a video on that, I think, actually.
In some places,
some time ago.
The majority of stores do take returns.
True.
But like if you buy it on Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth, I think they got some issues with their returns. I'm not sure. I know Amazon.
I've never had to return anything with them.
Yeah, I know Amazon. You can return anything.
Yeah.
They don't care. But, you got dishonest people out there. And because of that, I think more than anything, that's why people are nervous or, kind of disgruntled about the whole situation because they're like, am I going to get what I paid for?
And that's an important point.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. I'm not trying to like just sweep the whole thing under the rug. I mean, if it's bothering a lot of people in the collector community, then Hasbro should pay attention to that.
Well, the only way they'll pay attention, and I don't think people realize it, you got the power. Don't buy it. If you don't buy it, Hasbro, turn it, put it back where it was. Okay, people aren't buying this.
We give up.
Yeah. we throw in the towel. We'll go back to the window boxes, the card, or whatever. But as long as people are buying it, then what do they say? Oh yeah, see, people love it. They want to help the environment.
And that's really the key to it, because most people, even the ones complaining, they're gonna keep buying the stuff.
Yeah.
They will continue to purchase it and just be angry.
Mm-hmm.
Is what's gonna happen. Unfortunately, most people are completists. There's very few people that will just cherry pick out of a modern line of collectibles, whatever it is. They got to have all of it, even the stuff that doesn't make any sense or that they don't like. And we've seen that a lot. We've seen that a lot from people. We used to see that a lot with people in Funko, especially, where they're doing an unboxing video, for example, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't really like this one, but it was on sale and it goes with the other set." You just bought something you didn't like.
Yeah.
And I hear that sometimes. I've heard that with the G.I. Joe classifieds. People that were saying, I don't like the movie figures, the Snake Eye movies classified versions figures. Still bought them so that they could keep going with the set. And it's like, you bought figures you don't like to work them into your collection just so that you could have a complete set, even though you didn't want it. So there's a lot of people, enough of them very likely, that will keep buying the Legends, keep buying the Black Series, keep buying the classifieds and whatever else, the Transformers that Hasbro's cranking out, regardless of the changes in packaging.
Yeah, and you got to fight back with your wallet. Don't buy, and they'll change if enough people stop buying. They'll regroup and go back to the boardroom and talk about it and say, okay, let's give the people what they want. If they want to stay in business, but that's the only way that companies hear you. You can send all of the emails, make all of the videos you want. Long as you buying it, what do I care?
Yeah,
you buying it.
And we've talked about this before, the whole concept of buy collectors for collectors, which was that Mezco's
I think it was
moniker or NECA, somebody's buy collectors for collectors. They all have a similar saying. Even Hasbro Pulse, HasLab said, I can't remember how theirs is phrased, but they have a similar saying. Everybody does. How many of them actually adhere to that? How many of them actually listen to the consumer? Very few of them. I've been in situations where I've even seen some of these companies mocking consumers without getting too far into that. You've seen some of my videos with some nightmare customer service things, like my Mezco nightmare video. I had a lot of problems with Mezco and voiced it after. You remember, it was so bad that the police were involved. It just sounds like I'm making it up if you've never watched the channel before, but look for my Mezco nightmare video and you'll see what I'm talking about. But a lot of them, they don't care, or they start off that way, and then when the money starts rolling in, they forget you, unfortunately. And Hasbro's huge, and they've been around for a long time. I don't think they really care what people think as long as the money is still coming in, quite frankly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, it's a hot button issue right now. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people complaining about it. What do you think, guys? Are you going to stop buying those those Black Series figures? Are you going to stop buying those Marvel Legends? I think of all those groupings, the Marvel Legends people are the ones that open them the most, but I'm willing to bet at least 60-70% of them are still sealed. people, you know, adult collectors love that store kind of feel, original feel, the nostalgia of a sealed version, the way you would have found it as a child.
Well, sometimes people buy two, one to open and one to keep closed, because they display
a lot
both.
of people do that.
I've seen channels where the people display both.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people do that, and I used to do that with vintage collecting when I had a bigger collection. You get one open and one still in the box or still on the card, and of course, you know, as this genre has exploded, that's gotten a lot harder to pull off. But what do you think about all that, guys? Are you frustrated with Hasbro? Would you like them to go back to their original format and stop trying to seal up those boxes? And again, one of my concerns is just the flimsiness of those boxes. How secure are those boxes going to be? Or are you going to be able to tear them open with your fingernails because they're so thin? That being the case, it's going to be tough to find mint examples too if you're a box collector.
Yeah.
And you're going to end up buying cases for them anyway. Watch the market for cases for that stuff's going to go up. But yeah, thoughts, feel free to post your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. We hope that you did. Share it if you can, subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff. Check out our other videos for more discussions, more nostalgia topics. And if that's it, then what more can I say but thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.